Welcome to the series of the one pot bush cooking. Basically, this is a series where you're going to learn one pot recipes, simple recipes that I make in the wilderness when I'm out and about that are really, filling, tasty is the main thing, not hard to achieve, mostly low cost, the best I can, but when you're in the woods, cost sometimes depends on the size of your wallet versus taste. It's up to yourself what you go for. But I'll give you a few tips, a few hints and a couple of recipes what I use over the years and things that I like. These will be things from low carb to high carb to low sugar to not necessarily high sugar, but basically the different kind of fats and things that you need generally for a diet when you're out and about. Now my diet is different to your diet and your diet's different to the next guy's diet. For some people it's diabetic, so we'll look at the different alternatives maybe during the videos and see what I can come up with. But yeah, let's get into the series and see what we're cooking today. Let's try that again. Right guys, welcome to Bush Cooking with Stevie. Pretty much this is the first in a series of episodes, and today I'm going to be doing a one pot recipe, something that you can simply do yourself, but also look at the more eco side of things when you go shopping and things like that as well, how you can stop the use of plastic, and generally, yeah, just try and save yourself a little bit of money and damage to nature. So what we're going to be doing, guys, is we're going to be cooking one pot pie today, Somerset pork, and I'll be going through that recipe next with you. So let's get the bag open and see what we've got inside the backpack. Okay, some of the things we've got in here. One of the things we've got here today, Cumberland Sausage. I've got two Cumberland Sausage, two large fat bad boys, quite yay big, buy this, you'll see them later on, for 90p. I know some people are going, oh, you can buy other ones, but this is a more organic sausage. It's from Sainsbury's. It's in a paper bag with no plastic in it whatsoever. The lady behind the counter kindly, when I asked her if I could have it in a paper bag, went to the deli counter and got paper bags, reducing our footprint. It's recyclable, biodegradable. It's better if we're inside the woods. Actually, tell you a lie, this one says bag mixed materials not currently recyclable, but it is biodegradable, so that's good because the plastic that they normally give these is non-recyclable either, so it's single-use plastic. So this is stopping single-use plastic. Better for the thing about this, guys, it is better for the environment. So we've got some Cumberland sausage we're going to be cooking with today. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you go to your local supermarket, you will have a mushroom section. In the mushroom section, you'll have mushroom bags, which is brown paper bags with mushrooms on. I use this for single items. Normally if I've got like 3 or 4 apples, I'll put them inside a bag like this, and this one I've got 1 sweet potato for this particular recipe because it's just for me. Now generally what you would want to do, guys, is cut out, again, plastic. If it's wrapped in plastic, I don't buy it. They haven't got my custom, and the more of us that do this, the less plastic there is in the world, the less plastic is around. I'm not here to preach about that, but I'm here just to say single-use items. So paper bags, they'll still put them through the checkout just like any other way, and they'll go from there. So brilliant stuff there for you. Right, I've got little flies attacking my legs today. Got a cut in my leg and I think they're trying to get in there. Anyway, so what have we got? We have 1 red onion, small red onion, one side. We have 1 clove, well, a few cloves of garlic there, but 1 large garlic. And like I said, 1 sweet potato, right here. Then we'll have these lovely Cumberland sausages. Them bad boys. Oh, smell lovely as well. Got a sagey smell to them. Now you can use boar meat like that. It's a bit pretty much as a pork recipe. However, I have done this with chicken as well, and it's absolutely banging. Turkey, I've not tried turkey, but I will look at it in the future. Normally on the evening when I'm doing this kind of recipe as well, I won't use it, just normal apple juice. And this one I've bought the basics range apple juice, was 80p. So far I'm at 90p for sausages. I'm at, I think it was 12p on my garlic. My sweet potato was 6p, and my onion itself, I think it was like 13p or something stupid like that for an onion, which is not a great deal there. I'm just over £1, 80p for the apple juice here as well, so there's 80p there. Now, the only thing I couldn't get, which was recyclable, was a double cream. You need double cream for this recipe. I couldn't get that, so I've got British double cream here, 1 pot. It does say that on this container though, I'm pretty sure it does say that it is recyclable. Yeah, it is recyclable. It's got the P, it's got the thing on the bottom. The reason I don't like plastics as well is because all the leaching of plastics into foods and things like that, but double cream anyway, I've got some of that there, so that's going in the recipe. Normally, like I said, if I wasn't using cartoned stuff like this, it was the evening where I was going to be spending the night, which I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing yet and that, but I'm using this in case we would have people out there that can't have alcohol. I normally would use a still cider, a real cider, none of this crap like woodpecker, none of that kind of rubbish, although I have made it with woodpecker when I've had it to hand. But really, you want a good still cider. You want something like From Valley, or even the Brothers range, but the Brothers do a one called Festival Cider, still cider. It's in a carton like this. It's got a little plastic top, which I don't like too much, but that works really, really well. The average percentage between 6 and 7%, and I don't add any water to this recipe. I literally just put the whole bottle, 500 mils, or even 1,000 mils, depending on the size of the group that I'm cooking for. But today it is just for me, so I'll be using some of the carton from this apple juice here, just organic apple juice, or any apple juice that you've got to hand, really. One thing that you can't really do without this recipe, and I've tried my own blends, but it's the Schwartz Somerset pork casserole mix. Now, this Schwartz mix on here, it doesn't really give you a lot of the ingredients which is inside of here. I know it's got like bay leaves, parsley, thyme, it's got a few different things in there, but it doesn't really give you the flavours that you want to get it from. But I find this mix was 65p, and this works really well, and it gives it a really nice flavour. So as much as I would like to bring my own herbs and mixes and stuff, I still kind of get this flavour exact, so I'm going to experiment with it. But it's up to you and your taste buds. I think the Somerset pork casserole mix works absolutely bang on. Now, you're not following necessarily the instructions on here. You are following the instructions on here, okay? This is just a flavouring tool and a thickening agent to what we're going to make the recipe with. Now, there's something I found in Sainsbury's when I was shopping. These little guys. Now I'm going to come around to the camera and show you just what these are. So what I found when I was in Sainsbury's was this. Check this out. Tapped birch water with apple root and ginger. Now I know what you're saying, I can go and tap a tree and birch and do it myself. Well, you're right, I can do that. However, I was there and these were a little bit expensive. They were £1.80 for a little thing, but that one's just pure birch water straight from the tree. So I thought, you know what it is, I'll give them a punt. There's no plastic, there's a tiny little bit of tin foil there, it's 100% recyclable, all good for you. But I'm actually going to try and do some cooking with this guy here. I've had one and tasted it and it's really tasty. I'm going to try to do some cooking. So let's have a quick closer look at some of the ingredients here. The Somerset pork casserole by Schwartz. I don't know if you can get this around places you are, but you can see there exactly what it is. I use double cream, British double cream, and like I said, sweet potato, the sausages and other bits and pieces. The water's just pretty much on me to be able to drink with or use in case it gets a bit too thick. But yeah, we'll give these a go and see what these taste like, and I'll talk about these a little bit later on. I could be cooking this either by open fire on different woods or charcoals, whatever I want to do, but today I'm going to be cooking by gas, simply for the simplicity of this. Now I know gas is not the most organic, but when I'm doing this recipe range, I could go to our wood store, simply take out the mixes of wood that we need. But to get started today, we're going to be using some gas, very simple gas. I'm going to be using a billy can, and it's doing a simple one-pot cooking recipe. These are things that you might have with you. Now, other thing I want to mention here quickly is that sometimes camping and bushcraft and wild camping all kind of blend and cross over to each other, and there's a big difference. So with wild camping, you might not necessarily be carrying an axe with you. You might only have a small penknife with you when you're going out. If you're going out on the hills or the dales or the lakes and things like that, and you can't certainly have fires because, well, you're going to get fined. You get caught with a knife, you're probably going to get fined, arrested, and sent to prison because it's a public area. So you've got all these different issues to contend with. So what would you have? So I thought about this and I thought, well, most people will either have some sort of spirit burner, they'll have some sort of gel stove, or they're going to be cooking on gas. So throughout the series, I'll do a numerous things on different versions of it, on the gel, on the gas, and on the fire, just so, and the spirit burner as well. So you've got a few different versions of the ways of cooking these things. But for this one, let's get started with the gas. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to start cooking with, I'm using this skanky piece of wood again, so I'll be using this to basically work with. And what I'll do, I think in the series, we might make some chopping boards, some things out of wood and stuff like that. We'll show you how to do some basic camp kitchen stuff as well in the series. So yeah, let's get this bad boy cooking. Right, get some salting done. Okay, so first things first, if you've got gas, you've never used it before, pull off the plastic container ring. If you never want to use one of these before, attachment, the push and twist, push in, twist it, and that's on top of the gas right now. Got over half on this gas, so it should be enough to cook this recipe. The biggest thing with these things is making sure that they're flat on a surface and somewhere where you can't burn yourself. The next thing, I've just actually went and bought one. It's a Tonka cook set. I've got a few different variations of the cook sets. I'll do a few different styles as we're going through them. But with this one here, we're going to be putting this large pot and stuff on eventually to what will cook everything. And before we do that though, we need to use one of these plates. Okay, so one of these plates will do absolutely fine. Now the fact that I've got the plate there, it's all good, but what I'm going to do, guys, I've used some gloves here just to remove the plates on and off and things like that, just be like oven gloves, but these are just heavy thick leather gloves. Right, let's have a look at this bad boy, let's get this thing rolling. So first of all, let's get some paper out. There we go, see the paper here? That's all I want to use. And put this down on top of my little bit of wood here, put my lighter across here, get some oil, and get the oil and get the damn thing out. There you go. Now this little bottle that's in, this little bottle is basically one of those holiday bottles that you can get suntan lotion and stuff in. They just come in a pack for about 99p from the pound shop, and you get about 5 of them, different sizes. So I've got one there, I've got one for washing up liquid, and I've got other bits and pieces in other ones as well, so they are very handy. Right, now let's start prepping some veg and get things going. Right, so to cut with, take out my knife, which is going to be this tool here. Okay, got my apron working on. First things first, I want to get some of these things cooked up. I want to get, first thing, the sausages chopped up first of all, and get these sizzled, browned off a little bit, and then we'll start going into the next stage of cooking. So just keep my area protected and clean a bit. Use the other paper bag that it came into. I can't do that with a plastic. And right, slice that up there. Right, put this guy here. Okay, and what I'm going to do is just cut these guys up into small chunks. Bit of a sharper knife, actually should have given this a bit of a sharpen actually before we started. But this is raw sausage, so I mean you could leave the sausages whole if you want, but I want them cut up so I can get them to absorb some of the juices that's inside of here. But don't want to take too long cutting these guys, I just want to get them cut up. And what I'm going to do is while they're getting cut up, I'm going to light the gas and get this side of the guy going here. I'll just get this up. Right, so as you can see it's starting to smoke a little bit, so what we're going to do is just turn it down just a little bit. Also we'll have a chip pan fire in the wood. A bit more oil in there. Just the newness burning off this. It's the first time it's being used as a pan. It is worth noting that when you use your pan, you want to make sure that you use them first, light them up a bit first. Okay, so we've got some sausages here, got some little chunks here. I'm going to start putting this inside now. Getting these guys burned off, or browned off I should say. Obviously careful where you're placing them. When you're placing them, obviously you don't want them to, the thing to topple over. So you've got to be a bit more delicate when you're cooking in the wild. Also, obviously, in different countries, be careful of where you are cooking in the wild. Obviously, I mean, we're lucky we don't have bear, wolf, things like that. We do have boar. Obviously, we've got foxes and things like that, and deer. And our poisonous snake in the UK is the adder. But apart from that, we're lucky we don't have a lot of danger. Well, too much danger anyway. So I'm going to cook these little bits in there as well. Make sure I get them all equal. And they'll cook up good. Now I don't need these to be cooked all the way through necessarily, I just want to brown them a little bit, get a nice glaze on them. So I'm just going to give these a stir, get my gloves on, they're going to be hot. And you see me doing a little strange dance as I'm lifting my feet up right there, it's because flies keep attacking my legs. I got shorts on today. Next thing, the onion. Got the fire pit right in front of me now. Normally, if this fire was on, this is what I'll be doing. I'll be just peeling away the bits and pieces I want off it, straight into the fire, the excess stuff we don't need. This is the paper bag from the onion. So just cut the onion straight in half. Okay, you should all hopefully know how to dice onions and things like that. It's up to you. I don't always take all the skin off them. I'll wait until I cut them, and then I find it comes off a bit easier. There's proper chefs out there that'll know better than me, but yeah, basically just peeling these guys straight off. I mean, I'm not a chef, by the way. I'm just some dude in the woods cooking a one-pot pie. Sorry, a one-pot dish. Chop that up. Obviously, again, just dicing this up. It'll take the middle out of the onions. One thing you can use, I'm going to put this in here as well and brown it off. One thing you can use, sorry, as I was saying, is frozen onion, bags of frozen onion if you really want to, but that is plasticky stuff. Sometimes I'll get the bags of onion and I'll chop them up and I'll put them in the freezer. And I'll do that same with the jalapenos, peppers, things like that, and I've got them at hand, and all I'll do is I'll put my mix in, even ginger, things, whatever you've got, and if it's fresh and you know you're going to be in the woods and you've got nowhere to prep it, I'll put them all together and put the mix, pre-mix everything at home, which works wonders, to be honest with you. Oh, if you could smell that right now, it's smelling absolutely lovely. That's just the onion and sausage in there. Now the next thing I want to do, guys, from this is I want to get my garlic. Now the garlic, if you overcook garlic, it tends to go a sour taste to it. So I tend not want to put too much and cook it too much on here. I want to just brown it, if you like. I just want to get just a brown on there. And I'm probably going to put in, for me, garlic is a brilliant cold killer. It's really good for your blood and everything like that. So on this one here, I'm probably only going to put in one large, oh, there's a couple inside there, but one large clove of garlic. Yeah, there's numerous cloves, mini cloves of garlic. If you've not done garlic before, you can take a simple spoon and just crush it down. The skins literally come off the garlic, and inside you're left with the raw garlic itself, and the raw garlic is what we want to cook with. I'm not going to bother chopping this up in a fine little bit. I just want the skin off. So I've got the garlic just like that there. That can go inside of there. A bit more garlic inside of here to taste. It's up to you if you like garlic or not. It is really good for you. For those who can eat garlic, because I know people can be allergic to it or not. But basically push down. The garlic is then split, the skins come off it. Go ahead, chop it up if you want to. I don't want to, because I want this to be inside the pot. I want a lovely flavour. There's all the skin off it. I like some nice large lumps of it, and it'll be cooked through and boiled through this. Is we're going to add some sweet potato. Now I don't need all the sweet potato because there's quite a lot here. So I'm actually going to cut probably half and try half and see how I'll go with half of it. Up to you, you can leave the skin on. I'm not going to, I'm going to just take the skin off it. So gently, be careful watching your fingers all the time. Remember, a sharp knife is a safe knife, but only safe if you know what you're doing with it. And I dare say there's going to be chefs looking at this going, oh, what's he doing? What's he doing? Well, like I said, I'm just a dude, I'm not a chef. I'm a bushcrafter that's been in the woods for a long time, doing these kind of things. Made hundreds, if not thousands of meals throughout my years for people, every weekend almost, from since I was a young lad, since I've been, one of the first jobs I did was helping out the camp chef when I worked at the Outdoor Activity Centre down in Cider in Somerset. So yeah, basically, get rid of the excess straight into the fire pit. This here is my potato. Now this here, I'm not going to bother putting into the pan yet. This will go in the main when I'm boiling up the food, and it'll be cooked inside of that. I want to get some nice large chunks, or enough for it to cook. You don't want really fat bits. When I say chunks, I mean something of a thickness like this, about that so big. Okay. And a little bit less if you want. You can do it again and you half them again. The reason being is if they're too fat, they take a long time to boil through, and we don't want to be going crazy with the gas. The more raw the vegetable is, the more natural as well, you know. So like if you're going to cook something, don't kill it, overkill it. You see TV shows like Bear Grylls and things like that, they're blackening their food and they take all the nutrients and the good stuff out of it, and they're just killing it. All they're doing is just putting something into their belly that's not really got any fat or anything left on it. If it's meat, or you know, if it's a vegetable, they absolutely destroy stuff. There's no reason to destroy your food, blacken it off. If you like that flavour, that's good, but you're taking a lot of nutrients out of it. This is better raw. So next, I'd add this to the main pot, which is going to be this pot here. So we're going to move that just to one side. So first of all, get our sweet potato here. You can see just there. There's a lovely sweet potato. This can now go in. As you can see with the paper, there's no hassle. Just pour it in at an angle. Done. Job's good and simple as. Okay, so there's my sweet potatoes. You can see already it's starting to fill the pot up now. There's a lot of food here just for one person. So I'll do that. Got everything here. Now the next thing I'm going to do, guys, is get the apple juice, double cream, and your sachet of flavouring. I'm going to take off the cook now, sausage and onions with the garlic. Take this guy off. Oh yes, he smells absolutely delicious. And you don't really want them more cooked than that. I mean, the sausage and everything, the main thing is making sure the meat is cooked through. That's the biggest thing with this. You want to make sure that you're cooking everything properly. You know, you want to make sure that you're doing it right. So we'll put that on there. Right, next thing I'm going to do, put my sausages. Actually, I'll tell you what, I'll tell a lie. I'm going to get this guy open. And then I'm going to pour a fair, not massive amount, but I'm going to fill them about halfway, a quarter way, sorry. Just quarter way in. Then what I'm going to do is, I'm going to add the seasoning straight in. You're probably thinking, what the hell, why are you doing it like this? It's simple, it does work. So there's the seasoning straight in. Okay, that goes in the fire pit. Then I'm going to take my meats and stuff like that. I'm going to put the meat in. Loads of gas left in there, brilliant. I'm going to put the meat in next. A spoon. And all the oils, things like that, I mean, you can get rid of them, it's up to you. I mean, if you want to stop this, if you notice it, this is non-stick as well, so nothing's stuck inside of here. There's no, well, there's a tiny little bit there maybe, where it's been left a bit too long, but it's very, very rare that you're going to get a lot of stick in it, so it's non-stick. To keep it non-stick, you don't want to be using metal and scraping against it, ideally wood. So the safe kind of woods that you would cook with, hazel, pine leaves a pine residue kind of taste, but hazel's my normal go-to wood that I'll make spoons and things like that from. Okay, so get all that bad boy in there. Like I said, you don't want to scrape it with the metal, but it's up to you. Just means it'll stick in the future. Ooh, I know it's oil, but it tastes lovely. Right, it's not going to slide off. That looks pretty good. Right, obviously we've got the lid here as well. I'm going to put the lid on this and leave this to simmer for roughly 15 minutes or so. While I carry on putting about doing some other little bits and pieces, and we'll get this, we'll come back and we'll see how that's cooking it in just a moment. Right, this is smelling absolutely gorgeous. Not going to swear there, but it is smelling really nice. Careful with the metal handles and the lid. Oh, it smells lovely. Spoon. Give it a stir, make sure it's not sticking. Keeping it support on the gas, make sure you don't like knock it off or anything like that. Just stir that bad boy up. Now you don't need to add cream to this one, by the way. I didn't forget to mention this, but if you can't have cream, you don't need to add it. You can do the recipe without the cream. And it does taste nice. It's a bit watery, but it does taste nice. I say watery, it's soupy consistency. It's more like a broth kind of thing. So that is cooking extraordinarily well. Just get that equal, make sure not knock that off. Brilliant. Okay, get that lid back on there. Again, I'm going to probably try half the double cream. Again with the glove, just support it. I'm going to mix that cream through. Oh, it smells lovely. So now, just the camera angle a little bit there so you can see a little bit better, but I've got to duck down a bit, but you can see now what it's like with that creamy sauce in there. That's really, really good. If this gets a little bit too thick, you can always add a little bit more cider. So good. Right, leave that cook through a bit longer. Get the lid on here. Right, so a quick look, see how this is cooking up. Careful with your fingers because it's going to be hot. Quickly, just be careful with it. Hope it is hot. Oh, that is beautiful. Right, I think it's time to start getting this bad boy plated up. Nice fresh clean plate here. I could just eat it straight out of the pan, but I But a bit hot at the minute, you can see the steam coming off it, so we'll get over to my little camp. Some crusty bread to dip in the sauce. Oh, would have been perfect. Anyway, let's test it. And you can see this here. Let's have a go. So this is the Cumbrian sausage. Cumberland sausage. Bit of sauce in there. It's really thickened up. The sauce is really thickened up now. Some sweet potato, sausage and that. Right. Oh, that was lovely, that. Sweet potato's got a slight crunch to it. Garlic and onion mixed with the Cumberland sausage. I used a red onion in this. I find it a little bit sweeter. It's quite a sweet meal, this. So this onion and sweet potato. Perfect. Cooking time for this, about 30 minutes. 5 minutes for the sausage to brown off on a hot pan. Guys, I have to come in the woods sometime. Come to a bushmoot and sort this out. It tastes pretty gorgeous. I know you're sitting there thinking, well, I hope you are. I'd like to enjoy some of this. It's really nice. Anyway, I'm going to head off. Been the first in our series of one pot recipes. Very simple, not expensive, delightful meal, tasty in the woods, no reason to blacken everything. Enjoy, guys, but till next time, remember, guys, leave no trace but knowledge. I'm out. Catch you later.